Say that one more time, Michelle, since we are being recorded now. Well, I know you're eating, but in just a second, we're gonna say that one more time because I want you to think about that. When you join this business, are you giving yourself a way out?
All right.
Are you
So,
giving yourself a way out? Because that just hit home so much because I think so many of us have an escape plan that we just you kind of do this business whenever you just kind of want to do it, which is fine. But a lot of y'all have expectations to one day send the kid off to college, pay for your grandkids, this, do that, all these big goals and dreams. But in actuality, you're giving yourself a way out. But Michelle, you just said something about skydiving before this recording started, and I just want to put it on the recording so the other team members that couldn't make it right now actually have time to see this as well.
all right. Well, Andrew was talking about skydiving and jumping with the tandem master. You know, you're attached to the jump master, and you get up there into the airplane, and you're sitting there. You know, your stomach's churning all the way up, and you're like, "Oh my God, what did I get myself into?" And then you get up to the door, and you're looking out, and you're like, "I don't know if I can do this," as he launches you out of the plane, and there is no going back. There's no plan B. You can't change your mind. Once you're up there, that's the only way down. And there are times when I feel that same sensation in my gut about this business and about certain opportunities and certain uh, we'll say just the fire of the excitement and the momentum and all of that. It feels very much like that same thing and that same sensation where you stand on the edge of the plane or the cliff or whatever analogy that you want to use, where it, you're like looking over the edge going, do we want to do this? Am I ready to do this? I don't know. And if you just jump, if you just go, it can be the most exhilarating experience of your life. And after I made my first jump, when I hit the ground, that was when I decided that I was going to be a professional photographer. And so for me, it was a moment that shifted the whole trajectory of my life. And so it can be that way here for you too, if that's something that you choose.
And that's today's call is based off of that. I wanted to start off with that. Why? Why are you doing this business? Is it because you is it because you want something different? And if not this, then what? Are you gonna go back to what you previously were doing? Were you happy? Ask yourself those type of questions. Was I happy doing that? Did I have the time I wanted to spend with my family? Did I have the finances that I wanted to spend with my family? And that's key just because I want you just to think about that. You got to know why you want this. Because if not, it'll always just be a hobby for you. It'll always just be something, oh, I'll do it when I have time. Because as soon as something comes up, guess what gets pushed back to the back burner? This business. I see it time and time. I've seen it year after year. I've seen it week after week. I watch so many people say, I want this, I want this, I want this. And as soon as something comes up, guess what gets pushed back? Your business. And I was talking with Riley, and I really believe it's really the entry cost to this business. That's really what it is. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's low and anybody can pretty much come up with anywhere from $400 to $2,000. And me and Riley were talking, we were young, and even at his age, even $2,000 really ain't a much because after a couple of weeks of work, guess what? I made that back, even if I didn't do anything else. See, and just because one of the things that's helped me out so much is I heard a saying when I first got started is treat it like $1 million business, regardless, and it would pay you like one. But if you treat it like a hobby, it would pay you like that too. And none of our hobbies pay us. Your hobby may be going to the gym. The gym don't pay you to come in there and work out. Your hobby may be playing video games. Guess what? Those video games don't pay you to come play it. Whoever is doing this, your hobbies don't pay you, and so that's why you're not having that success. That's one of the reasons why you're not having no success, is because when the times get rough or something comes up, you treat this like it's just something else. Like, you treat this like a Netflix movie, to be honest. You treat this like something you could just cut off and on whenever you want to. And to be honest, you're not gonna have success that way. Robin had success when she first came in. I watched her because she was consistent. I heard her and Tammy and Erica do a call the other day for South Africa, and they talked about the consistency of doing an event, of having a little lunch every week, a lunch gathering every week for people to come to. And see, that's consistency. See, you got to be willing to do something every single day. I'm not saying you got to spend 8 hours every single day. No, the great thing about this business is it's a part-time thing, something you can do on your free time. It can be 30 minutes here. It can be an hour here. It can be, okay, well, today I don't have much time, but I you know what? I can put 20 minutes into it. But see, you got to be willing to put that schedule together. We had Ashley on a couple of weeks ago where she talked about the daily method of operation. And it was just amazing because I remember when I first got started, and I remember getting these little notebooks. Gary Racer gave it to me. He gave all of us one of these little how to turn the virtual background so y'all can see it. He gave us a little tablet, something you can kind of put in your pocket. And I remember he's like, hey, if you want to have success, you got to kind of have something that keeps you accountable. And it was something, this little bitty book. It was amazing that I found this one. You see it's all bent up and stuff. But in it, I had on it different little goals that you do. STO, STP, AP, and BFE. It was 4 little things. STOs, share the opportunity. How many people throughout today, and this is something you do every single day, how many people do I plan on sharing this with? How many people do I plan on sharing the products with? How many parties would be, like events? Like, what events are I going to show up to? Am I going to do a lunch with somebody? Am I going to jump on the Zoom with somebody? Am I going to show up to a live party that's going on, in my area? And then calculate it. And then just be real with yourself at the end of the night. So if you wrote down 3 and at the end of the night you had 0, just be real. But see, now you holding yourself accountable because I can put my whole bank account on this. You won't go 7 days and get all zeros because you got too much pride in you to get all zeros time and time again every night. When you got to put it just a 0, 0, 0. You know what? Tomorrow I'm doing better. And even if you do it that next day, by the time you get to day 7, you're going to be like, oh no, this ain't going to work. Because you joined this business for something bigger than you. You just forgot about it. Most of us joined because we wanted to get out of debt. Most of us joined because we wanted more extra income. Most of us joined because we wanted to travel the world like Steve Schwartz. And, every time I talk to Steve, he don't never know his plans. He just buys a ticket 3 days before he goes. Like, that's living life at your own time. That's where time and money ain't an issue. I be like, hey, you coming over to Destin? He be like, I don't know. I haven't even bought my ticket yet. Dude, it's 2 days away. You coming from California, but see, time and money ain't an issue. So is it something like that? Is that what you want? Is it, I want this college fund. When my kid decides to go to college, hey, guess what? I got every dollar for them to go to whatever college they want to. Regardless if they get a scholarship or not, they can go here. They can do that. Or is it the grandkids? Or is it family emergency? For me, one of mine is family emergency. I never want to be in a position where I can't help a family member or a close friend out. So why did you get started? Keep asking yourself that. It's Memorial Day weekend, so you got extra time. You get to spend time with family, and I promise you, some of y'all wives are going to be where you're going to be at this weekend, or you're going to talk to them. So remember that. Why am I doing this business? And then come up with that. This one's going to be short and sweet and to the point today. But that daily method of operation, I can't get it enough. And when I found this little book, it just happened to, the Lord knows how to bring something to you. So when Michelle asked me, what did we want to talk about, and I just happened to open up a drawer. I was straightening it up, and I found this little book. I've been having one of these around. I used to carry them in my pocket. That's why it's all bent up and raggedy, because I used to just carry it around, and every single day I used to have to, do this to myself. But then at the end of 30 days, I can see why my business wasn't growing, because I can really just go back and just be like, oh, well, I had, 16 days where I didn't do anything. I made up an excuse. So, I had this to do. I had this to do. And so that was something that helped me out along the way. Definitely early on was having something that keeps you accountable, and the daily method of operation. And one of the things I just also that hits me very, very well, you guys, is time. People always say, well, I don't know if I had that much time. I got this going on. I got this. And everybody has valid excuses of why they can't. Time is like money, you guys. If you do not tell it where it's going to go, it's going to tell you where it's going to go. I was also talking to Riley, and I let him know I used to be that person where it's okay. I'm gonna wake up at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna talk to the Lord for 30 minutes, and then I had it all planned out. So if somebody would come to me, Michelle would come to me and ask me for a three-way call. If I didn't have a block available, I'd be like, hey, I only have this time available, instead of just always being available for the call. And see, but I let my time start telling me where it was going to go. And then next thing you know, I'm on the phone over here. Oh, shoot, I got to go. I got to do this. And I didn't tell my time where it was going to go. And it's kind of like money. Have your money ever told you where it's going to go? Oh, I got some. Kids ask for something. Nieces and nephews ask for something. Oh, you see something you like. You buy that and then do this, because you didn't tell your money where it was going to go. It's the same thing with your time. If you do not tell it where it's going to go, you know what? This is the time I'm going to work on my business, from 6 to 7. Oh, I got 30 minutes here for lunch. This is when I'm going to work on my business. Oh, I got an hour here. I got 2 hours here. Oh, I'm off this day, so I can do a little bit more. And, I got to make, it's summertime now. The kids are out. Nieces and nephews out. My niece is here now. She's running around. She might come running the camera, you guys. She loves Uncle Ed. But if I don't say, okay, but my niece, also, I know that she wants to go to the park. I know she wants to do this. So, okay, well, I got to put myself back on that block. Like, okay, I got this time. It's kind of like your job. Your job tells you when you got to be there. Even with Michelle owning her own business, if she set a time to work with somebody, it's still a block schedule where that is where she's going to go work and do photography. So put that on your calendar. This is when I'm busy then. I can't work on the business here because I'm busy. Because if Michelle was doing a photo shoot and I tried to call her, I'm either going to not get an answer, or I'm going to get a message saying, hey, I'm working. So why not do that with your business? What's wrong with this business? I need to know, because see, now we're just getting real with people, because it's a business. But because of the low cost of entry and the freedom that you get to have and doing all of that, it's not that important. So if you put 7 to 8, it's the same thing. Unless it was an emergency, you're not stopping that photo shoot. Unless it's an emergency, Riley's not coming off the football field. See, you got to put yourself in that perspective. If you put that time down, I don't care who calls. Unless my mom calls me when I'm doing a Zoom, and she texts me. Even if she calls, a lot of times I don't answer. But she had to text me, it's an emergency, to pick up. I'm not picking up. And see, that's the attitude you need to have. And that's actually the attitude I've had the last couple months. And I was I had a Zoom call with Mark Wilson, Brent Willis, and Rick Redford and Dan, and they called me to do a Zoom with them. And one of the things that we talked about on there was how Mark Wilson did when he really started this business, when he really started RX, and just listening and talking to him and listening to Brent Willis and them talk, and it was just like something like, again, don't sell yourself short. Everybody on this call has the potential to do something great. You have the potential to become multi-millionaires, but it's all up to you. It's all up to you. You are selling yourself short if you don't become a multi-millionaire. But not only are you selling yourself short, you selling your family short. You selling your why short. Because all of y'all have passion like none other. Y'all show up week after week. Y'all tune in. Y'all love the products. Y'all love everything about it. It's just you selling yourself short. And Mark Wilson told me that, and I was like, you know what? Don't sell myself short. Keep on going. Work hard. Work hard. Do this. And he's like, it. It was it was an amazing call we had on Tuesday. Amazing things happening in the company. So y'all just stay tuned, and it is absolute. It's our time, but we got to take advantage of it. But I'm gonna pass it to Michelle because that was pretty much that was my little spiel.
You're awesome, Aunt. That was, and the thing I love about you is it comes from the heart with you. That wasn't scripted. That wasn't something you wrote out. It comes from the heart, but it can come from the heart because it's something that you do. It's part of who you are, and so you're able to do that. And I just wanted to go back to that skydiving analogy real quick. And there's the law of physics that says an object in motion tends to stay in motion, and an object at rest tends to stay at rest. And with the business and with the activities that we put in to doing our business, when we are in motion and we're doing things, it tends to take the ease of distraction out of it. I find that if I will just get my butt in gear and start doing something, then it becomes easy. Then it's like, okay, well, I made that first phone call that for whatever reason I had a mental block with, and I'm like, I don't want to call that person. But you do. And then I actually sometimes appreciate when I get a voicemail, because then I can leave a message and it kind of gets me in the groove. I'm able to say what I need to say without any fear of negative feedback or what are they going to think of me. And so I can just say what I need to say, get the voicemail out there, and then it becomes very easy to just pick up the phone for the next call, to reach out to that next person, because it's like it just gets the train moving and starts the momentum. And what I find is that if I will just start and get that action going, then probably, to call the 5 or 10 people that I had on my list to call, it doesn't take a huge amount of time once I actually do it. I think we can get in our head sometimes and be like, it's going to take too long, and I don't know if I have enough time, and I've only got 30 minutes before I got to pick the kids up from school. And we can spend so much time trying to talk ourselves out of doing the thing we're supposed to do that before you know it, then you really don't have time, because you spent all that time talking through all the what ifs, the excuses, talking yourself out of it. And so, much like standing on the edge of the airplane looking out, it's like, do I want to? Am I ready for that? I don't know. And then if you just do it and you just get it going and get it in motion, then the rest just kind of comes and you sort of get in a groove, and it feels really good to get in a rhythm. And I find that with my photography business. I find that with, even if it's doing yard work outside, but with your business, when you start the activity that you know you need to be doing and you get going with it and you start connecting with people, you start making progress, you start being able to check off those to-do items off of your list. You can say, I connected with one person, two persons, three people. And then you kind of get this fire that's like, oh, I'm making progress. I'm adding stuff to my, done list. And then it feels good. And then it's almost for me like a competition with myself. Well, I did that much. How much more can I do today? How much can I cram into this little block? And so let yourself be competitive with yourself, because maybe external competition isn't something that you do well with. I'm not an external competition person, but I'm sure an internal competition person. And so, allow yourself to push yourself on to, get that little competition going in your own mind. That's like, I will do it often where I'm like, wow, I did this much. Maybe I can do just a little bit more. And then you do a little more and you're like, well, it's not that much more to do, 5 more calls. I can do that. Or, oh, well, I can follow up with, a few more people. And so then, the more you're competing with yourself and feeling that excitement and that groove and the energy that comes with checking things off and being successful and being able to look at it and go, I did that today. You can be proud of yourself when that happens. And then it fuels you to do it again tomorrow, because you're like, well, I don't want to, totally drop the ball. I was in a good rhythm yesterday. And if I keep on with that, what could happen? More self competition. And it's good stuff. So just jump out the plane, whatever the thing is,
Just
whether
jump
it's phone calls, whether it's meeting somebody, whether it's, I don't know what your plane is, but just jump out of it.
and quit half cooking your meals.
There you go.
There's a lot of people half cooking their meals. Well, I just thought about I cut the yard yesterday, and what if I just cranked the? Some of us have just cranked the lawnmower up and left it there, and then you know what? Oh, something went on that inside, so I had to stop. Some of us have started our business, started cutting the grass, and didn't even finish what you started. Quit starting stuff and not finishing it. You gotta do the whole thing. Go all the way through. See it through. I mean, most of us wouldn't like half cut grass, and then the other half of the grass is just, just tall and weeds. You didn't finish the job. You haven't finished the job. You got people out there you still got to bless. You got people in your contacts you still got to call. It's somebody on social media waiting on you to make a post so they can reach out to you. Something is going on. There's somebody at the grocery store may need to meet. There's wherever. But you gotta get into motion again. Like I love how you said that. You gotta get back in motion. Get back in motion. Pick up the phone. Just 3 calls, 2 text messages, 2 voice messages. However you do it, you just gotta do it. So that's all I have. I mean, Michelle,
I think that is on point. It's awesome. It fires us up. It gets us ready to go. And our goal was to be short and sweet today and value packed and not drag it out. So we're sitting right at 12:30, so Mountain Time. So I think that's a wrap if you ask me.
that's it. Happy Memorial Day weekend, all of you guys. Y'all have a great and blessed weekend. Y'all enjoy y'all family time. If you are spending time with the family, I will tomorrow, son, and then some on Monday. But hey, I love you guys, and
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Great job.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thanks.
Bye.
bye bye.